Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of this ELECAENTA foldable solar panel charger with 120 watts. The listing says, solar 18 watts with type C PD45 watts USB quick charge 3.0 DC for a lot of different things. Of course, I don't have to tell you what you can do with that, but it's listed for around $220, and sometimes you can find there on Amazon pretty nice coupons to get it cheaper. Doesn't have a lot of reviews, or rather actually pretty mixed reviews. Some are saying it's really good, some people are saying it's really bad. I mean, this thing is really huge, it's heavy, comes in this box, and we flip it around. I mean, this thing is almost too large to fit in front of the camera. We can also see some specs here. The model LSFC-120. We see the power, the voltage, and the current, and different QC voltages up to 12 volts, and type C with PD. And I'm going to try to check a couple of these specs here, probably not everything, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge my power station, which is a really large big power station, which is usually the thing what you want to get also the maximum power, because when you're just using it on USB, then you cannot access the full power. If you want to use the full power, then it's the best thing to not directly use it, but instead charging a power station, which of course is extra money, but definitely the best thing to do with such a device. I'm taking it out of the box, I can see everything. So here's the whole thing after removing the bubble wrap, and what I noticed is the weight. I didn't expect such a heavy weight. I mean, of course it's 120 watts, but with the solar panels I had, they were always very lightweight, but this thing is pretty heavy. So if you think you can carry that just like with a backpack for camping, it's probably not going to happen. So anyway, we get some things here. It's probably just some warranty thing. I don't know if you can see that. It's everything in small letters, but here we get some instructions manual, and I don't know if they have their website, so maybe it can be an advantage if I'm going to show you that pretty quickly. I don't know where it starts. Here we have some Chinese, I think only. Is there something? I think that's more or less the thing which you need. I hope it's focusing more or less. You can read everything. Just put it in pause, go to the highest resolution, so you should have plenty of time to read everything. If you need support, that's one of the most important things here. The address is support@kentra.com. Hope you can see that here. I'll put down the thing into the video description, so you have the address if you need to contact the support. That's good. And it looks somehow they have their website. I don't know what's there. Maybe you get even more instructions there. So not ELECAENTA, it's just kentra.com. So the website will then only be kentra.com, of course. So here we have some bag. I guess that's the thing, or a pocket more. There's the accessories, all the cables which we need to charge, and a couple of hooks, and a lot of adapters here. Really nice thing here. Should probably fit for almost every power bank or power station, and this is probably the standard solar thing. High voltage, you have to be careful. I mean, it can be such solar panels can produce quite some power and voltage. This is not a toy for children. This is just too much power. It can definitely cause some damage if you don't do it right. I think you cannot remove this thing. This is just plugged here forever. and you have two USB outlets. One is the USB-C for the PD and everything, and this is the normal USB-A. And so I'll just close this again. Yeah, and here I guess we have the stand here, probably on all the panels. Yeah, I'm just going to open that outside. Let's open that. To open, we just push here. Yeah, it's a little bit special, but it's not too difficult. Let's see if we can show that. This thing is so huge. I cannot show you everything, just one or two panels here. When we open that, you can see, wow, really impressive. Looks like good quality. I don't see any problems so far. All the seams, everything look very good made. Nice solar panel here. Yeah, now I'm going outside. I put it into the sun and try to charge the power station. So this is from outside. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures and also videos how this worked. I first tested it on USB for quick charge. I tried it also on PD, but my PD tester didn't work, unfortunately, but I have no doubt that this will really work. So here definitely the quick charge worked also with higher voltage. Everything which was listed has been working so far so good. But actually I was more interested into charging the power station with 18 volts, because then we have much more power with the USB. I think we get up to 45 watts or so with PD, but with the 18 volts we can charge much more. Here you can see how it's been looking outside. I mean, it's winter, it's not full sun. It has been a little bit not fully overcast, but a little bit of thin clouds, and there hasn't been maximum sun, of course, but still I've been able to take some measurements, and I'm going to show you how much I got out of these solar panels. The beginning was a little bit tough here. Yeah, I hope I can show you that, what I did, how I connected it at the beginning. I mean, that's the power station, the River 600, and I got, I think, this cable here I got from the River 600, and this cable here, yeah, that's coming from the solar panel. I mean, there are a couple of more cables available, but none of them really fit. And the only way I've been able to connect these two devices has been this cable here, but I have only been able to connect the red one and not the black one, and I think that was not enough. So I've measured the current or voltage here at the end. That's the, I think, XT60 plug, and there was nothing. So I guess you have to plug in both ends to get some power. So I had to buy like a cable for in between to use this one here, and yeah, put it then like the connection cable directly into the River 600. I'm going to show you which one I used. So that's the thing here. Yeah, pretty cheap cable, $7.50, just this connection cable. If you buy the thing, just make sure that you have the right male or female, and it worked pretty well. So I didn't at the end use any cable from the power station, but only the one from the solar panel plus this one. So that was my original intention here, to connect the thing which is coming from the solar panel with this adapter, which is also part of the solar panel thing what you get, and then connect it to this part here from the power station, but definitely didn't work, probably because this thing was not attached. But I'm definitely not an expert. If you need more information about connectivity, you need to ask maybe someone else, but at least I've been managing to connect this. By the way, yeah, I've also seen a lot of complaints about people not being able to charge their power stations with the solar panels. So I think
it's a pretty common problem that you don't find the right cables on any of these sites. So if you want to be on the safe side, and if you want to buy something which really works, so just buy this combination which I had here, the IRER 600 and this solar panel and the connection piece, and you're ready to go for sure. You don't have to worry that it's not working. Or even worse, because actually these devices can be destroyed when you hook them up in the wrong way. So the solar panel can damage the power station, or the power station can damage the solar, or I think everything can be damaged if you hook them up in the wrong way. So the good thing here is, when we look also from the side, the solar panel has these nice stands here, and that provides some nice shades that you can put the power station in the shade, which is highly recommended, especially in summer, so that's not overheating, and it's even large enough. When you have it like this, it would be even large enough to give some nice protection against the rain. You can't really see it here. Maybe on another picture you can see it's actually more flat. Maybe we can see that here. So if you would put it totally underneath, it would be nicely protected against the rain. I mean, not the rain which is coming totally from the left side, but if it's pouring straight down, yeah, it wouldn't be a problem. Also the pocket here in the back would also be protected. So I think, at least for a short rain shower, everything would be nicely protected. Also really good advantage here. Yeah, I've made one image here where you can see the input. That's 38 watts, and again it's winter here. So again here it's winter time. I mean, we are in Florida, but still it's winter. We don't have same sun as in summer, and it has been a little bit overcast. I mean, not totally blocked, but there has been a really thin layer of clouds, and I have been able to achieve up to about 90 watts. So I think in summer or without any cloud, it should be possible to get up to these 120 watts for a long time, not just peak, but really for a long time. And you can see, I mean, this powerful power station, and it shows it would only need 1 hour to fill it up from 79% up to 100%. It's a nice display here, so you can see how long it would take to fully charge. Yeah, here even an image with 86 watts, but I haven't been able to shoot one higher with 90, but I can assure you it was higher. Then I've also tested in between, when even more clouds were coming up, and it was like I would say pretty overcast, but still you could see the sun through the clouds, and it has been charging on about 40 or 50 watts, which surprised me really. I mean, that's quite some power, and I could barely see the sun. Unfortunately, I don't have any image about that, and the clouds were then at the end even thicker. There was absolutely no sun to see, completely overcast, and it was close to sunset anyway, so really barely any impact from the sun. And I could still measure between about 3 and 5 watts input, so that would be still enough to charge like a phone with 1 amp or so. So not bad actually. So you can definitely be sure that you can charge at least a phone at any day. I mean, probably even if you have like a pouring rain or so, if you can protect everything nicely, it would probably be enough to charge a phone even on a day with pouring rains. Here I've also made some pictures when I was wearing it around, so you can see about the size and how it is to transport. It's definitely something which you wouldn't pack like into a backpack. It's just too bulky first thing, and it's too heavy. It's pretty heavy. Yeah, don't underestimate the weight of this thing. It's pretty heavy. I mean, the good thing is it's sturdy. It's a good build. It's nice. It probably won't break apart pretty soon. You can expect quite some lifetime. But yeah, it's not something which you can carry around on a mountain or so with a backpack. I think it's more like if you would be located for a long time, I mean maybe with a tent or so, but definitely not carrying around every day, the whole day. That's not intended here, and for me definitely works for at home, just like in emergency case when we don't have power, like for a couple of days or a week or so after hurricane. For me that looks pretty good. Yeah, I almost forgot to show you this thing here from the quick charge test. That's an automatic test. I hope it will start soon. Yeah, you can see 12 volts. That's the maximum, which they say in the listing, 12 volts. I mean 5 volts, 6. Yeah, all the voltages up to 12 volts and full support for everything like Samsung, UAV and those things. So quick charge definitely being tested successfully. And here's some video from the charging. While it's charging, you can see it was around 86 and fully charging. So yeah, there was some sound coming from the power station. Needed some cooling because yeah, that's really a lot when you charge 86 watts into such a thing. But it was really constantly delivering this power. And that's already my last video, where you can see a little bit from walking around how this really looks. And I'm also going to show you the power here, so nothing special, but it's maybe a little bit helping to see how this looks, how large this is, and yeah, to use the stand, how this really is. I mean, the stand are really good, they are pretty safe, but there are only 2 stands. It would have been nice thing if every panel had this thing. So especially on the left side, you can see here a little bit, it's just out in the air somehow, and if there's a lot of wind, this corner here tends to bend down a little bit, and of course the other one on the right side as well. But apart from that, I think they have a really safe stand. I mean, I had the thing outside for a couple of hours, and there was also some wind. I mean, not a storm, but there was some wind, and it didn't flip over or so. You don't have to be worried that in normal wind it would just flip over. That's not going to happen. Yeah, so that's already it. Actually, at the moment, I don't have anything else to tell you about. I still hope that I've been able to help you a little bit with this video, and I'll put down the links to the listings on Amazon of all these 3 products, of the solar panel, the power station, and the connector, into the description, so you can check them out, order them right from there if you like these things. And if you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.